had to travel through to many other adjoining villages that we continue to federate around here, you see that clearly they are deprived people, not connected to national grid in terms of light. So we are still in darkness like in ages long past. We are still having to deal with the issues of water, healthcare, and in fact, to say the least, healthcare is one area that continues to move us to action. As I was discussing with some friend of mine among your team, I had lost the idea of seeing if I could put up a little cottage hospital to address their healthcare need. Yes, there is a healthcare center that is almost not functional. In fact, throughout the week, it's almost under lock and key. Maybe until when some supervisors are coming to look around and you see them open, put their chairs outside with no drugs, practically nothing. The closest settlement where you could get at least a fair healthcare system is Buari, which is the town through which you came in. And of course, you know the distance between. Imagine cases of emergency and all whatnot. How many persons own vehicles here that could convey? Many have died. In fact, in the nature of our work, once somebody drops dead, you must give him burial within 4 to 5 hours. Because nobody thinks of even assessing any mortuary. So it's just out of practice. So it only tells you about this wonderful people, poor though, agrarian, at the level of even subsistence farming, but they are good people who are also citizens and are entitled to get the very good things of life that we see everywhere around. And yet, they hardly have voices to speak for them. But we thank God for the presence of the church that has had ministry here for over 2 decades. We have been with these people, we have loved them all the way, and part of the very intrinsic thing we do as Catholics is that we do not just bring the good news to you, but we also find avenues and ways to improve on their life situation. We've had to dig boreholes in some few communities. The government didn't give us money to do so. And so we all have our hands wide open to initiatives like yours. Each time you come around to say, you know what, we want to do this for you. We welcome it with wholeheartedness and with every strand of joy that we could possibly find in our hearts. And so I sincerely thank you for the good you are doing, that we still have people whom from the little God blesses them with are able to pool their resources together in order to service the cause of charity, to service the cause of goodwill amongst the poorest of the poor. These are practically people who live in the fringe of society. These are people that we cannot afford to look away when we see their plight. But not too many of us out there who are even most blessed can think in this direction. So when we see people like you, young men and women who could have been spending their quality time elsewhere, coming here, for God's sake, it gives us it sparks up an array of hope that we still have people who are compassionate, loving, and people who can go to the deepest deep in order to give value to some person somewhere in the chain of life. And so I want to really commend Purple Hands Empowerment Initiative. I thank you very immensely for what you have been able to do. You have brought a lot of supplies, medicals, you've brought personnels, you've brought also other relief materials, because even though they live in a crisis-free environment, they are like refugees in their villages. So when we say relief, we are not misplaced here. So you've brought a lot of, and you can see they are very excited, they are very happy, they are ready to wait. We give God the glory. My prayer and hope for you is that God will bless you individually, that He will bless all of you as an initiative, that this initiative will not just begin and end here, that you will be very long around, and that you will carry out even greater things for the glory of God and for the good of humanity. And at the end of the day, may your reward be best imagined. To the point of, I didn't ask which religion you all share, if you are Christians, if you are Muslims, whatever religion or whatever faith you hold on to, because I know you are an NGO, I pray that your reward will be handsome in the hands of your rewarder. And I ask the good Lord to bless you and to bless the time you have spent here today. And may you always find happiness and peace wherever you go, and may whatever you lay your hands upon prosper. That is my prayer for you, and we'll continue to hold you very dear to our hearts. Thank you for coming.
Come on and breathe on me. Come on, cry. Breathe on me. Holy Ghost.